Hello, this is Glumpuddle again. This will be the second episode of the Chronicles of a Narnia fan. And I'd say less than 10 minutes ago, I saw that there was a new blog for Prince Caspian, and it's not a video this time. Makes me wonder how many of these are going to be video and how many of these are going to be, like this. But we'll see what happens. It's something Howard Berger apparently wrote from K&B Effects. He has a couple of very interesting tidbits. One of the most interesting is he's talking about, let me see here, that this is Narnia that is about 1,500 years older, and to make them look more wild, that's a really interesting approach. I like the sound of that. Kind of the idea that they're a little more disorganized. And what else do we have here? That'll be cool to see how they do that. And a lot of the creatures in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe were a little more. They look pretty organized and disciplined, the good guys and the bad guys for the most part, I thought. So they're going to make them look, I think, a little more wild, is the word he used. That's kind of a cool idea. I think that's a cool approach. Female dwarves, that'll be interesting. The Minotaurs are now on the side of the good. When Asterius was announced, of course, there was a lot of speculation. There was a lot of discussion about that, and a lot of speculation that he and perhaps more Minotaurs would turn bad in the sorcery and sudden vengeance scene. And this seems to imply, well, first off, Minotaurs, plural. Okay, so there is more than one, apparently. And they're on the side of the good. I was very uncomfortable with this from the beginning, and I'm still uncomfortable. I won't say it's a, total violation of the book, because the book doesn't really specifically say that, all Minotaurs are bad. But in Chapter 6 of Prince Caspian, there is a discussion they have where Nickabrick wants to get it. I think he says like a hag or two, or something like that. And they say, we wouldn't have Aslan for a friend if we brought in that rabble. And to me, that seems to imply. They didn't ask questions. They just said, no, we wouldn't want them. So it seems to imply that in Narnia there are certain creatures that are bad and certain creatures that are good. Period. With the exception of dwarves, apparently. But so I won't say it's like a direct, violation of the book. It's just something that I personally am uncomfortable with, and I hope they don't take it too far, is all. But I'm curious to see how they approach that. What else do they have in here? That's pretty much it. Makes me really curious to see how they did Trumpkin, of course, what his look is. Makes me all the more curious, but more animal-like. Yeah, I can't wait to see how they do that. But so that's it for the production blog for number 2. These are just me spitting out my initial reactions just 10 minutes after I saw it, so it's disorganized, and I'll probably change my mind later. But overall, this is some interesting stuff. The only part in here that I'm worried about is the stuff about the Minotaurs. I like what he said about the design of the old Narnians. That was really interesting. And great that the hag will be in it and the werewolf will be in it. And he said that thing about Trumpkin was pretty cool. Although I wouldn't really expect him to say anything bad. But so overall positive reaction. I'm going to stop right now. But so can't wait for the next blog, which will perhaps be sooner than we think.